What's up, guys? It's Alpha Wolf, and I'm back with a video for today. And today we are going to be talking about the latest news, or I guess really the first news that's come out about the Godzilla vs. Kong movie coming out later this year. Really excited for this movie. I've seen the original, but it was always a little too cheesy for me. So I'm glad that they're remaking it and putting it into the MonsterVerse. Hong Kong Expo, I think either yesterday or a couple days ago, had the Hong Kong had an expo, which is basically, if you don't know what an expo is, it's basically where they just show off their new brands and toys for their properties or movies coming out and stuff like that. So at the expo, they were showing off toys that they had created for Godzilla vs. Kong in 2020, and there was three main toys. There was a toy of Godzilla, Kong, and then a third toy who is I guess this is them revealing who the monster, the bad guy of the movie is, because everybody's kind of getting mad because there's 50% of people who want Godzilla to win, and then another 50% who want Kong to win, and the studio doesn't really want anybody to be upset if the character they chose doesn't win, so they're just going to introduce a villain for the movie and have Godzilla and Kong team up, which I kind of already knew that was gonna happen. I figured it was gonna happen because every time you have a movie where a famous character fights another famous character, it seems like here lately, every time you have a movie like that, they just end up teaming up anyway. So why wouldn't this movie be like that? We had it in Captain America Civil War, where Cap and Iron Man teamed up to fight Zemo. We had it in Batman vs. Superman, which that movie sucked. But so I guess they're going that way for this movie too. But back to what I was saying, the Expo had three main toys: Godzilla toy, a Kong toy, and a surprising villain toy, which I didn't know they were gonna go with, is a Mecha Godzilla toy. So when I would watch the old movies, they'd always get really boring to me most of the time. If it was one of the old movies with Mecha Godzilla, I was always like really into it because I love Mecha Godzilla. He's my favorite. Well, technically, they call him a kaiju, but he's not really because he's a machine. But he's my favorite kaiju out of all the Godzilla villains other than Godzilla. So I'm glad that they decided to go with him, and it makes sense that they would introduce Mechagodzilla at this point because in Godzilla King of the Monsters, we basically had a bunch of monsters destroying cities around the world. So I guess in this movie coming up, the government is basically the government is tired of having to rely on Godzilla each and every time to save the day, and even when he saves the day, he destroys the city in the process anyway. So I guess that their motivation to create Mechagodzilla is to fight kaiju and try not to destroy the city, or something like that. So basically they're taking matters into their own hands. So inevitably we're going to have, instead of Godzilla vs. Kong, which they're probably still going to fight in the movie at least once, because the movie is called Godzilla vs. Kong. So they're going to end up fighting at least once, and then the movie just evolves into Godzilla and Kong versus Mechagodzilla. But I'm really excited to see how they end up designing Mecha Godzilla and what they bring to the table this time. He's had a lot of really cool weaponry in the past, so I'm really looking forward to see what they bring this time. The toy, if you if you looked closely, the hands were like these spinning blades. They weren't really hands like in the old movies. They were just spinning blades. So I don't know what that's about, but really excited for this movie, guys. And I just honestly, I just hope the movie's good. The past two movies, or three movies, the past three movies have been good. A lot of people didn't like King of Monsters, which I don't understand why. I loved it. But everybody has their own opinion. But that's the video for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And I will see you in the next video.